Welcome back, everyone. We are doing a boss nest this morning, and then we're going to go do a couple other hourly boss fights, as well as a quick mission. Come on. You know you want in here. One or the other, not both. Yeah, whatever. See how fast we can drain this health bar with this thing. Yeah, with the damage boost for this weekend is 50%. The rest of my stats are sitting at 174% damage boost, and I've got almost another 5% in machine guns, but I'm pushing almost 210 damage a hit. Just destroying this Flaming Black Titan. Nope, somebody got through the fence. Ooh. Oh, he's still not dead. I was like, there's another one? Pushing 1400 with Tidebreaker. I definitely do miss my Doomstar for boss fights, but the Tidebreaker's pretty close, and it definitely is. I like it better for looting, just because if you don't get that kill shot, it almost always stuns them. That wasn't very nice of you. And that gives you that opening to make that second hit, whereas with the Doomstar, you know, it kills almost everything one shot, but when you don't get that critical hit, that's when it definitely lacks quite a bit. And with no stun or anything like that, especially with the rats, was the biggest thing. Is if I'd hit one or something, one or two, then I would get hit by one of the rats every time you get aggroed. I don't actually know how many I have left, so we're just going to see which ones I'll highlight, and then we'll go loot the rest. I'm pretty sure that's it, but something good. I don't actually know if I'll get something from this one or not. Sure enough. I think that was all 7. Alright. Next, I believe we've got some bandits and flaming titans. Alright, so this should be bandits. Yep, we'll go see how this is. Probably I would say bandits are the number one reason where I miss the Tidebreaker. We can still do Flaming Titan, Black Titans, and stuff like that. And I've even done a Devil Hound or two with just the Tidebreaker. And it works, but it's not as fast. You definitely... The time to kill is very noticeable, just in the sense of you're not in and out nearly as quickly. Like a regular bandit run like this with just the just the Doomstar, you know, I could kill a bandit in 15-20 seconds. And so it made it real easy just to kill the bandits really quick before, you know, a bunch of aggro even occurred. Whereas now, you can see I actually have a better time with the Warhawk, because I can keep my distance. I can go through that aggro if I leave it on the normal mode. Usually when I thin the herd down a little bit, I'll switch over to the alternate, just because it does most of the damage in one hit instead of having the carry through or the pass through effect, which is really nice for hordes. It helps keep hordes lined up. You're actually, hitting and killing enemies 2 and 3 deep, which keeps that horde wall back and off of you. So whenever I'm starting to get aggro like crazy, I switch it to normal mode because it'll just keep that aggro back a lot better. And it still does good damage. And then I'm also still hitting bandits and stuff through. I'm just not doing as much damage to them. Oh, didn't realize my armor's broken. It's usually the number one reason why I die is just not paying attention. Don't realize that my armor's gone, and then all of a sudden I go from, 5 or 6 hits to 1 or 2 hits. Alright. Yeah, I got all 7 in there. We haven't looted any of these. But yeah, doing still 700 damage. It's not like doing over 1,000 damage to them. Because melee goes straight through their armor, so it's the best way to kill them if you can. Or I guess it's the fastest way to kill them. Iron sight kind of hurt. Missing everything right now. Yes, sometimes this is where it sucks when there's not a nearby fence or something that aggro can spawn into and thin it down. Is the boss fights really aren't that hard in this game. What kills you is the aggro. It's hardly ever the boss. Yeah, obviously, there are times where you get hit by the higher end bosses that they just one-shot you, but you can see if there wasn't aggro to this, I'd have been done with this fight in half the time. Alright, so we'll kill that one. We'll draw the aggro away. Give ourselves a little bit of room to go back and loot that stuff. This is why you have a crowd control weapon. It's not even about the kills. It's just so you can get breathing room. Or in my case, room to loot. Alright. Nothing special, but all pretty decent. Now we're going to have, should be 2 regular Flaming Titans, I believe. There's one. Of course, the other one's inside the fence. We'll just kill him inside the fence. Free experience. Not that you really get that much from these guys anymore, but killing everything else does too, so. Alright, and we got a ways to go for this next one. And we are back at our mission location. I forget the actual name of this one. It is New Life. We are going to collect some kids' toys. I'm really hoping at some point that this game gets mission revamps, because It's definitely one of my all-time favorite games, and don't get me wrong, it likely will be, whether they update missions or not. But as it's getting more and more actual like open world survivally and not just zombie killing. I mean, obviously you are killing zombies entirely, but we have implants now. There's ways to improve your character. There's a lot more to it than when it used to just be find weapon, find armor, go kill zombie. And I love the daily missions and challenges. I'm hoping that at some point the missions themselves actually get a bit of a revamp, maybe a little more storyline, a little more to them. Like I honestly wouldn't mind seeing, multi-location missions where you actually travel to a point, check off something on the mission, you got to travel to another point. It would give you more to do. But as you can see, when you're a higher level with good speed boost and decently high looting, which this isn't even my looting implant setup, I actually switch out 6 implants between boss hunting and looting, entirely based upon what my plans are. And with the mimic implant helps with that a ton because it gives me another option. So that one, I'm trading out so many different stats. My looting, for example, you see is now is 150 for most of them there, 140 on weapon. All of those will be 400 or higher while I'm looting, but my damage is down to like plus 20%, not 174, which 50 of that is the event boost. But we're talking trading, 100% damage and a little bit of speed boost for almost 300% looting capability. Alright, so yeah, hopefully at some point maybe we'll get some mission revamps, make it a little more interesting to play this, especially as solo player. I try to most of the time, now that I'm getting into the higher levels and stuff, because, well, for one, now that I have all high-end gear, you kill everything so fast in multiplayer. It's not really a challenge to it. If I'm going for like event looting chests, I'll still do them in multiplayer, because then I'll play with my other multiple accounts to basically farm more of those event boxes. That's why I have a Tidebreaker on every one of my 5 accounts. But when I'm just normally playing, especially not in events or always in looting, I like to play solo. More of a challenge for it, and it still goes pretty quick a lot of the time. I'm sure, as you guys have noticed, this video hasn't been running for too terribly long, and we did a boss nest, a bandit, 2 burning titans, and a mission. And I'm basically back to the base here, I think, yeah. Well, we'll see what we end up with for cash-wise. We'll definitely be leveling up. We're getting ever so closer to that 325 to get that next implant slot. Alright, let's see what we get on this one. Yep, a little bit more into stealth. And I don't know, the only explosives I actually use and that I've liked is the Fat Man's Cryo Thrower, just for its like crowd control capabilities. Definitely not for its damage. God no. Man, that was actually what I farmed in the Wasteland with initially, around level 80 to 90, I think. I farmed my way up to kind of 115. So we're looking at about 500,000 is what we made after we repair armor, replenish our couple of med packs. We're probably going to be sitting around 4. So that's not bad at all. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.